Hello students, welcome to video classes. So today we are going to discuss about the interference due to thin films. So today's concept is only for the competitive part, not for the PU, purely for competitive part. And this concept is very important and all of you must concentrate on the concept and the formulas and the conditions itself. Okay. So what is the interference due to thin films? Okay, I think most of you are observed that in the rainy season, if you are going to park the bike at a place, so what happens sometimes, the oil will be leaks from the bike and it is going to be fall on the water which is stored inside on the ground itself. So when you are going to find out that oil is going to be formed on the water, and if you are going to see from some angle, certain angle, you will find that some colors are going to be produced. Okay, I think most of you are going to be observed this. So what is the reason that the colors are going to be observed? The reason is the interference. So whatever the layer of the oil is going to be formed on the surface of the water, will be act as a thin film, and what happened, the ray of light is going to be incident on that thin film, and what happened, the interference will takes place. Due to that interference, what happens, you are going to get that colors are going to be observed here. So one thing is confirmed here. Earlier, whatever the interference we are going to be discussed, in the interference what I discussed, we have discussed that the bands are going to be produced which are the bright and the dark bands will be there, but here the colors are going to be happy. So what happens here, when you are going to use the monochromatic light, then you are going to have the bands which are going to have the bright band and the dark band only. But when you are going to use the white color light, because the light coming from the sun will be the white light, it is a mix of all the colors will be there. When that light is going to be incident on that film, then what happens, you are going to get the color spectrum you are going to be produced. Okay. So now we are going to discuss that how the interference will take place in the thin films, and we are going to find out what are the conditions for the bright band and what are the conditions for the dark band we are going to discuss here. And what are the interference due to the thin films will be produced by the two ways. One is by the reflected light and the second one is by the transmitted light or the refracted light. Okay. So transmitted and the reflected. Most of the cases the reflected will be most important because the most number of problems will be coming based on that reflection process, and transmitted process will be little bit less will be there. Okay. So before that I am just going to confirm that conditions, because those conditions we are going to use in this pattern also. So just I am going to briefly explaining what are the conditions for the bright band and the dark band, what is the path difference, okay, all those things we are going to discuss. Before that, interference. What is the interference means? When the two light waves of two coherent light waves, okay, same frequency, same amplitude and the constant phase difference will superimpose on each other, then what happens, the interference is going to take place. That means the interference you want to produce, definitely how many source of light should be required? Two light sources will be required and they are going to superimpose on each other. Then only what happens, the interference pattern will be takes place. So in the case of thin films also the same thing will be happens here. The light is going to be incident and the reflected light is going to produce as interference. At the same time, whatever the light is transmitted through the thin film is also produces the interference. So let us discuss. Before that, find out the conditions here. First, we are going to refer to the path difference. Here, the path difference can be represented by delta x. Okay, the path difference can be represented by delta x. Delta x is equals to the condition for the bright band is n lambda. When the path difference delta x is equals to n lambda, then you are going to get the bright band. When the path difference delta x is equals to 2n plus 1 into lambda by 2. Okay, the path difference delta x is equals to 2n plus 1 into lambda by 2. Then you are going to get the dark band. Okay, this is the bright band and the dark band conditions in the case of interference you have to remember. And I already told you that in the case of dark band, this condition either you can take 2n plus 1 or you can take 2n minus 1. If you are going to take 2n plus 1, one band less you have to take. If you are taking 2n minus 1, then the same band you are going to be using here. Okay, based on that we can find out the distance of nth band. Okay. The distance of nth band yn is equals to, what's the formula I can take? Delta x into lambda into, delta x into capital D by small d. Here it is delta x into capital D by small d. This is the path difference we are going to be conditions itself. Or yn is equals to delta x into capital D by small d. Based on this path difference, what happens, you can find out that whether it is the bright band distance or the dark band distance. This distance you are going to be measuring from the center point, okay, center point of the screen. But for your condition, these are the conditions you are going to be remembered here itself. Okay, this is for the bright band condition, this is for the dark band condition in the normal interference pattern. Okay, let us discuss how the interference will take place in the thin films. So first we are going to discuss about the reflection method. In the reflection method, let us say that a oil is going to be formed on the water surface. The thickness will be very small, but in the diagram we are going to take the thickness will be large size, but actually the size of the thickness will be very small. Let us say that this is a thin film. You are going to be considering this is a thin film. Okay, this is the thickness of the film here, and this thickness can be represented by T. Okay, this thickness can be represented by T. Okay, this is the upper surface of the thin layer, and this is the bottom surface of the thin layer. Okay, now a ray of light is going to be incident on the thin film, because whenever the ray of light incident, then only what happens, the interference is going to be takes place. So that's why a ray of light is going to be incident. Let us say that this is a ray of light is going to be incident in this direction. Okay, this is a ray of light is incident. If you want to find out the incident angle, you are going to draw a normal line. Okay, you are going to draw a normal line. Let us say that this will represent the incident angle I. Okay, this is the incident angle I. Then what happens? The two processes will take place. The thin film is a transparent surface. Okay, if it is a transparent surface, the two processes will be there, because a part of light will be reflects here, and the remaining part of light will be reflects from here. Let us say that a part of light is going to be reflected and it is traveling in this direction, and another part of the liquid ray of light is going to be refracts and is going to be incident in this direction. Okay, it is going to be refracted in this way, and whatever the angle is there, this angle is called R. Okay, incident angle and the refracted angle. But to produce the interference, how many sources we are required? Two light sources are required. One light is came out here. Okay, this ray of light is coming reflected by the incident ray of light. Next, what happened? Whatever the ray of light is going to be transmitted, it is going to be falls on the bottom surface of the film. At the bottom surface of the film, again what happened? This ray of light will be reflects. So this ray of light will be reflects, and it is going to be falls at here in this direction. If you are going to take a normal line at this place to find out the incident angle, so this angle, how much angle it will be? If this angle is R, then definitely this angle is also equals to R. And in this way it is going to be reflected at here. Once the ray of light is reflected at here, then again what happened? It is enters into the air again. So the refraction will be takes place, and the ray of light will travels in this direction. Okay. So if I am going to give the names for this is A, this is B, this is C, this is D, this is E, and this is F. Okay, if I am giving the names to this one, this AB is the incident ray, and BC is the reflected ray on the upper surface, and ED is the reflected ray from the second surface. Now, how many light sources we are finding here? When you are going to observe from this side, you will find that the two light waves are coming here, and these two light sources are coming from the same incident ray of light. That's why these two light sources will be act as a coherent light sources, and they will produce the interference. They are going to superimpose on each other. Then what happens? The interference is going to be takes place. So in this way, in the case of thin films, in the due to the reason of the reflection, what happens? The interference pattern is going to be takes place. And we know that if the interference is taking place here, then what happens? The bright band or the dark band will be produced due to the reason of the path difference. Okay. So when we are going to find out the path difference here, if you want to find out the path difference here, from BC you are going to draw a perpendicular line to the point E. So when I am going to draw a perpendicular line to the point E, so it is coming like this. And what is the angle at here? It will be 90 degrees, and this will represent the path difference delta x. This path difference will decides that whether we are going to get the bright band or the dark band in the interference pattern. Okay, this is the process will be takes place in the case of reflection through the thin films itself. Okay, one ray of light reflected on the upper surface of the film, the another ray of light will be reflected from the bottom surface of the liquid, and these two rays are coming from the same incident ray of light. That's why these two will be called as a coherent, which will have the same amplitude, same frequency, and a constant phase difference will be takes place. Okay, so in this way the interference pattern will be produced. Now let us find out that whether we are going to get the bright band or the dark band. What are the conditions for the bright band and the dark band? So let us what are the path difference is there? If one find out this path difference, the path difference condition is delta x is equals to, the formula is 2 mu t cos r. Okay, the path difference produced in this process delta x is equals to 2 mu t cos r. Okay, let us discuss about the terms here. Mu represents refractive index of the thin film, and T represents thickness of the thin film, and R represents the refracted ray. Okay, you should not take the incident, you have to take the refracted ray, you have to take here. Okay, this is a very important point you have to remember. So delta x is equals to 2 mu t cos r. This much path difference is going to be produced when the ray of light is going to be reflected and it is going to be produces the interference. Now let us discuss about the conditions. So we are going to refer to the conditions for the bright band and the dark band. So remember that these are the exactly opposite to the normal interference. So in the normal interference, whatever the condition we are using for the bright band, we are going to use it for the dark band. And whatever the condition we are using for the dark band in the normal interference, here we are going to use for the bright band. So what does that mean? I hope you understood. So for example, if you are going to refer to that, in this interference due to the thin films, if you want to find out the condition for the bright band, then the path difference delta x is equals to 2 mu t cos r. Okay, 2 mu t cos r is equals to, we are going to discuss about the bright band condition. Bright band condition means dark band condition, the normal interference you have to take. Then what is the condition will be 2n plus 1 into lambda by 2. This is the condition to obtain the bright band. Okay, you are going to have the bright band if you are going to have this condition itself. 2n plus 1 into lambda by 2. Okay, now we are going to think about the dark band condition. Dark band condition means the path difference delta x is equals to, the condition is 2 mu t cos r is equals to, do you remember the formula? 2n lambda or n lambda you can take, n lambda. If this condition is going to be satisfied, if the path difference 2 mu t cos r is equals to n lambda, then you are going to have the dark band. Okay, so in this way the interference pattern is going to take place in the case of thin films. The formulas are very important for the problems, you must remember, and each and every terms here. Okay, so blindly remember, don't need to stress on the formulas here, just take the reverse conditions for the normal interference pattern. Okay, so 2 mu t cos r is equals to 2n plus 1 into lambda by 2, you are going to get the bright band in the case of reflection method. If the path difference delta x is equals to 2 mu t cos r is equals to n lambda, then we are going to get the dark band. Okay, this is the process of the interference due to the reason of the reflection in the thin films. Next we are going to discuss about the transmission light. Okay, how the transmitted light is going to be produce the interference pattern and what are the conditions for the path difference. Let us discuss about that. If you understand this concept, then it will be very easy to understand about the transmission of the light also. So when I am going to refer to the transmission of the light, okay, this side I am going to be taking here. So the same thickness, thin film we are going to be taking here. Let us say that this is a thin film we are having. Okay, this is a thin film, and the thickness of the thin film can be represented by capital T. Okay, thickness will be represented by capital T. This is the upper surface of the thin film, and this is the bottom surface of the thin film. Now, a ray of light is going to be incident. Okay, a ray of light is going to be incident on the upper surface of the thin film. If you want to find out the incident angle, what have to draw? You have to draw a normal line. So let us draw a normal line here. This is a normal line, and what you are going to get, this is the incident angle I. Okay. Now we are not discussing about the reflection. We are discussing about the refraction or the transmitted ray of light. When you are going to refer to the transmitted ray of light, then what happens? This ray of light will refracts and enters into the medium. So let us say that this will be refracts. Take a little bit more refraction here. So it will be refracts and is going to be incidented here. And if I want to find out, this is the refracted angle R. Okay, the refracted angle R. So it is refracted in this direction. Once it is refracted at this place, again what happened? It is a transparent thin surface. Okay, a transparent surface. So that's why what happened, whatever the ray of light is incident on the second surface, again it will refract and enters into the other medium. And whenever it is refracts, again it is going to be refracts at this place. Okay, so it is going to be traveling in this direction. Now what is happening here? Whatever the ray of light is there, that is incident on the thin film, and it is transmitted through the thin film and it is coming outside. Okay, if you are going to give the name, this is A, this is B, and this is the point C, and let us say that this is the point E. So the CD is the transmitted ray which is coming out from the thin surface. But to produce the interference, how many sources of lights are required? 2 light sources are required, but here only 1 light ray is coming. Where is the another one? To find out the another one, what happens? Whatever the ray is refracted at this place, what happens here? It is a thin transparent surface. At this point, a part of ray of light is going to be transmitted, and a remaining part of the ray of light will be reflects at the second surface of the film. So here some part of the ray of light will be reflects, and it is going to be incident at this point. If you are going to take the normal line at this place, okay, if you are going to take the normal line at this place, and this will represents the angle R. Okay, this is also represents angle R because both the same angles will be takes place, and it is going to be incidented here. And whenever it is going to be reflected here, and again what happened? This ray of light reflects on the upper surface and coming here. Okay, you must concentrate how the rays are going to be traveling here. Okay, first a ray of light is coming here. It is transmitted or refracted and enters into the film and falls on the second surface, and again it will be refracted from the second surface and transmitted from the thin film. Another part of the ray of light will be reflected at here, and again reflects at this place, and again falls on the second surface. At this place again what happened? It is going to be refracts and it is enters into the another medium. Like that it is going to be enters. So if I go to refer to that, this is C, and you can write that this is E and this is F. So how many rays of light you are getting here? You are going to get the 2 rays of light are coming here. One is CD and another one is EF. CD is also the transmitted ray of light, and EF is also transmitted ray of light. And these 2 transmitted ray of lights are going to be superimposed on each other, and they are going to produce the interference pattern. Okay, when you are going to refer to the interference pattern, in this condition, again what happened? The path difference is going to be decides. Okay, the path difference will decides. Okay, before that, let us see what is going to happen here. First, the incident ray of light is going to be incident at point this point. It will be refracts and falls at here, and again reflects, and it will be transmitted in this direction. Whatever the 2 rays are coming here, these 2 rays are coming from the same incident ray of light. That's why these 2 will be act as a coherent light sources. Coherent light sources means same amplitude, same frequency, and constant phase difference will be takes place. Okay, right. Now let us find out the path difference. To find out the path difference, I am going to draw a perpendicular line from CD to the point E. Okay, if I am going to draw the perpendicular line, so this can be written like this. So a perpendicular line you are going to draw at this point. What is the angle will be at here? 90 degrees will be there, and this will represents the path difference delta x. Okay, path difference delta x. This path difference will decides that in this interference pattern whether we are going to get the bright band or the dark band will be there. So to produce that, we have to write down the condition. So the condition for the bright band or the dark band, first we have to write down the path difference. The path difference delta x is equals to, okay, the path difference delta x is equals to 2 mu t cos r. The path difference delta x is equals to 2 mu t cos r. That means the path difference is same. Okay, the path difference produced due to the reflection is same. The path difference produced due to the transmission, the formula is same. 2 mu t cos r. Again the terms will be remain same. Mu represents refractive index of the film, T represents thickness of the film, and R represents the angle of refraction. But whatever these conditions are there, that conditions are going to be changes. And in the case of transmitted ray of light or the interference, the conditions will become reverse to the reflection. Okay, reverse to the reflection means what happens? You can directly take the normal condition of the normal interference conditions. Condition of the normal interference conditions. Okay, exactly opposite to this. Okay, so here for bright band, what is the condition? 2n plus 1 into lambda by 2. In this process, what about the bright band condition? N lambda. Here, what is the dark band condition? N lambda. Here, what about the dark band condition? 2n plus 1 into lambda by 2. Okay, like this, opposite conditions will be there. Now, let's say that if for the bright band, the path difference delta x is equals to 2 mu t cos r is equals to, for the bright band, what is the condition will be? N lambda. And then we are going to have the bright band. Okay, when I am going to use delta x is equal to 2 mu t cos r is equals to n lambda, then we are going to have the bright band. When we are going to have the dark band, then the path difference condition is delta x is equals to 2 mu t cos r is equals to 2n plus 1 into lambda by 2. If this condition is satisfied, then you are going to have the dark band. Okay, you are going to have the dark band. So in this way, the interference pattern is going to be produces due to the thin films. This is interference due to the transmitted light through the thin film. This is the interference produced due to the reflection through the thin film itself. Okay, both the conditions you need to remember, which are very, very important to solve the problems, especially conditions. Okay, for transmitted, take the reverse condition of the normal interference. For transmitted, take the direct condition of the normal interference conditions. Okay, so these are the concepts we have discussed today. Okay, remaining concepts we discuss in the next class. Okay, thank you.